Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Mathematical Spectrum. I am Arya Ajay. I am studying in class 11. In today's section, we are continuing the last chapter, that is polynomials. Please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon and get notified when the video drops. And the first section which we are going to discuss today is geometrical meaning of zeros of a polynomial. Okay. In the last class, we discussed many polynomials like linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial, etc. So first of all, we are going to discuss the graph of linear polynomial. Graph of linear polynomial. Generally, we can write the linear polynomial as y is equal to ax plus b, where a is the coefficient of the variable and b is the constant term. Just take an example. Y is equal to x plus 1. This is a linear polynomial since the degree of the variable in this expression is 1. Okay. And here the coefficient of x is 1, which means that a is equal to 1. Okay. Here a is equal to 1. And the constant term in this polynomial is 1, which means the b is equal to 1. Okay. Now if you plot the graph of this polynomial y is equal to x plus 1, okay, we will get a linear polynomial. Just check it. Okay, just take 2 points, x and y. If you put x is equal to 0 in this polynomial, y will be equals to 0 plus 1. Okay, if you put x is equal to 0 in this polynomial, y will be equals to 0 plus 1 and that is equal to 1. Okay, if you put x is equal to 1 in this polynomial, we will get y is equal to 1 plus 1 which is equal to 2. If we plot the graph of this polynomial, we will get, first of all we have to plot these points. That is 0, 1. Okay, let us assume that this is the 1. So this will be the point 0, 1. Okay, now 1, 2. Assume that this is 1 and this is 2. Okay, so this is 1, 2. And if we combine these points, we will get a graph like this. Okay, and this graph intersects only at one point on the x-axis, which means that there is only 1, 0. Okay, there is only 1, 0 for this polynomial. Okay. And if the graph intersects at only one point on the x-axis, we can say that there is only 1, 0. Okay. And this point will be equals to minus b by a, comma 0. Here what is minus b by a? Minus b is equal to, here b is 1. So minus b by a is equal to minus 1 divided by a, which is equal to 1, comma 0. That means they will intersect the x-axis at minus 1, comma 0. So the coordinates of this point is equal to minus 1, comma 0. So we got the graph of this linear polynomial as a straight line. Okay. And the point which this graph intersect the x-axis is equal to minus b by a, comma 0, where b is the coefficient of the variable. No, where b is the constant term and a is the coefficient of the variable. Okay. Now we can discuss the graph of a quadratic polynomial. Graph of quadratic polynomial. A polynomial having the degree of the variable as 2 can be called as a quadratic polynomial. Generally, we can write a quadratic polynomial as y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a is the coefficient of x square and b is the coefficient of x and c is the constant term. Just take an example. Y is equal to 2x square plus x plus 3. Here a is equal to 2 since it is the coefficient of x square, and b is equal to 1 since it is the coefficient of the variable x, and c is equal to 3 since it is the constant term of this polynomial. Okay, and if we plot the graph of this quadratic polynomial, we will get parabola. We will get a parabola. Okay, and the graph of this quadratic polynomial can be upward parabola or downward parabola. Okay, it may be the graph of this polynomial may be like this or it may be like this. Here this parabola opens upwards. Okay, and here it opens downwards. And the condition for this parabola to open upwards or downwards is based on the coefficient of this x square. If the coefficient of x square or a is greater than 0, if a is greater than 0, the graph will be open upwards. Okay. And if the coefficient of this x square is negative, that is a is negative, it will open downward. Okay. Now, there are almost 2 zeros for a quadratic polynomial. if we got the parabola like this, which means that this parabola intersects the x-axis at 2 points, which means that there are 2 zeros for this quadratic polynomial. Okay, the 2 zeros are possible. And if we got the parabola as like this, which means that it does not intersect the x-axis. So it means that there is no zero. Okay, there is no zero. And if the graph is like this, it intersects the x-axis only at one point, which means that there is only one zero, or we can say that there are 2 equal zeros. Okay. So if we got a parabola like this parabola intersects the x-axis at 2 distinct points. So we can say there are 2 different distinct zeros. Okay. And if we got a parabola like this, it intersects the x-axis only at one point. So we can say there is only one zero or 2 equal zeros. And if we got a parabola like this, it does not intersect the x-axis, which means that there is no zero. Okay. And if we got a parabola, if we got a quadratic equation like this, y is equal to 2x square plus 3. Okay, 2x square plus 3. Here value of a, that means a is equal to the coefficient of this x square. Here a is 2, which is greater than 0, which means the graph will be opened upwards. Okay. If we got the graph of a polynomial like this, did you say how much zeros is possible for this polynomial? Please check the number of points of this graph intersecting the x-axis. Here this graph intersects the x-axis at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means it intersects the x-axis at 5 distinct points. Which means that for this polynomial, 5 zeros are possible. 5 zeros are possible. Okay. And if we have a graph like this, okay, this graph intersects on the x-axis at 3 points, which means that there are 3 zeros possible. Or we can say that this is a cubic polynomial, because we already discussed that a cubic polynomial has almost 3 zeros. Okay. Now we can discuss the relationship between the zeros and coefficient of a quadratic polynomial. Okay. We can generally write the quadratic polynomial as f of x is equal to a square plus bx plus c, where a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. And from the graph we already discussed that almost 2 zeros are possible for a quadratic polynomial. Okay. Let us assume that alpha and beta are the zeros. Alpha and beta are the zeros. Okay. And we can write that the sum of the roots or the sum of the zeros, that is alpha plus beta, will be equals to minus b by e. That is equal to minus of, what is b here? B is the coefficient of x. Okay. So minus of coefficient of x divided by, and what is a? A is the coefficient of x square. Okay. Coefficient of x square. Now, what is the product of the 2 zeros? The product of 2 zeros will be equals to c by a, where c is the constant term divided by, what is a here? A is the coefficient of x square. Okay, it is a coefficient of x square. So let us assume that alpha and beta are the zeros of this quadratic polynomial, and the sum of the roots will be equals to minus b by a, where b is the coefficient of x and a is the coefficient of x square. So the sum of the roots will be equals to minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. Okay. And the product of the roots, that is alpha beta, will be equals to c by a, where c is the constant term and a is the coefficient of x square. Okay. We can write the quadratic polynomial in terms of its roots as x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. We already discussed that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. On substituting this in this equation, we are getting x square minus alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So minus b by a into x plus alpha beta, which is equal to c by a. Okay. On multiplying the whole equation by a, we can get, on multiplying the whole equation by a, it is equal to ax square minus, this minus into minus can be written as plus. So plus b by a into x plus c by a into a, and which is equal to ax square plus this a and this a can be cancelled, so it will be equals to bx. plus this can be cancelled, so it is equal to c. So thus we get the general expression for a quadratic polynomial. So a quadratic polynomial can also be written in terms of its roots alpha and beta as x square minus sum of its roots into x plus product of its roots. Okay. Now we can discuss some questions from today's topics. The first question is, find a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are 5 plus root 2 and 5 minus root 2. So the roots are given as 5 plus root 2 and 5 minus root 2. So we can take alpha as 5 plus root 2 and beta as 5 minus root 2. Okay. So we are required to find the quadratic polynomial. We already discussed that a quadratic polynomial can be written as x square minus sum of its roots into x plus product of its roots. So what is the sum of the roots here? Alpha plus beta is equal to 5 plus root 2 plus 5 minus root 2. So this root 2 and minus root 2 get cancelled. So it will be equals to 10. So the sum of the roots is 10. And what is the product of the roots? Product of the root means it is alpha beta, and which is equal to 5 plus root 2 into 5 minus root 2. 5 plus root 2 into 5 minus root 2. It is of the form of a plus b into a minus b, and which can be further written as a square minus b square. Here what is a? A is 5 plus a is equal to 5. So this will be equals to 5 square minus b square. What is b? B is root 2. So root 2 the whole square. Okay. Root 2 square, and which is equal to 5 square will be equal to 25 minus root 2 the whole square is equal to 2. So it will be equal to 23. So the product of the root is 23. Okay. Product of the roots is 23. Now we can write the quadratic polynomial as x square minus, what is the sum of the root? It is given as 10, or we obtain it as 10. So x square minus 10x plus product of the root, it is equal to 23. So this is our required quadratic polynomial. Okay. So here given two roots 5 plus root 2 and 5 minus root 2. We have to first take it as alpha and beta. Now we are asked to find the quadratic polynomial. So we can generally write the quadratic polynomial as x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. So what is alpha plus beta? Alpha plus beta is the sum of the roots. That means sum of 5 plus root 2 and 5 minus root 2, which we get as 10. And now we have to find the product of the root, and which is equal to 5 plus root 2 into 5 minus root 2, which we obtain as 23. And we have to just substitute it in the general expression, and we will get the corresponding answer. Okay. Now we can discuss the second question. The second question is, if one of the zeros of the polynomial k minus 1 into x square plus kx plus 1 is minus 3, we have to get the value of k. Okay. So the given polynomial is k minus 1 x square plus kx plus 1, and given that minus 3 is a zero of this polynomial, which means that if we put minus 3 in place of x, we are getting the answer as 0. So when we put x is equal to minus 3 is equal to k minus 1 into minus 3 square plus k into x, that is k into minus 3 plus 1, and t is equal to 0. Okay. So what is k minus, okay, this will be equal to k minus 1 into minus 3 whole square is equal to 9. So 9 plus minus 3 into k is equal to minus 3k plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we can open this bracket, so it will be equal to 9 into k, 9 plus 9 into minus 1, which is equal to minus 9 plus minus 3k plus 1, and is equal to 0. So 9k minus 3k, which will be equal to 6k. Minus 9 plus 1 is equal to minus 8, and it is equal to 0. So we can write 6k is equal to 8, or k is equal to 8 by 6 or 4 by 3. Okay. So the value of k in this expression is 4 by 3. So given that minus 3 is a zero of this polynomial, which means that if we put minus 3 in place of x in this polynomial, the resultant will be 0. Okay. So we obtain the value of k as 4 by 3. In the next class, we can discuss more topics and also questions from the chapter polynomials. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.